All right, let's talk about something we've all been through. You know that feeling? You're close with someone, a friend, a partner, and then poof, they just go quiet. They retreat, they disappear, and you are left completely spinning, wondering, what did I do? Well, today we're going to get into the hidden architecture of why that happens.
Right? Just think about it for a second. That text that just sits there unread. The friend who was so present and now feels a million miles away. What is that immediate gut punch feeling that hits you?
Yep, that's the one. For so many of us, the immediate thought is, I messed up, they're angry with me. Our brains are just hardwired to look for a reason when a connection feels broken. And honestly, it's just easier to blame ourselves. It feels so personal, almost like a punishment.
But what if we're wrong? What if that silence has literally nothing to do with us? What if it's not some kind of weapon they're using, but something much, much deeper going on inside their world? That's exactly what we're going to unpack.
So to get this, we need a whole new way of looking at it. Let's start with this idea you've probably felt before, even if you didn't have a name for it: the social battery drain.
Social burnout. This isn't just feeling a little peopled out after a big party. Oh no, this is a complete system overload. It's when every single interaction, even with the people you adore, feels physically and mentally draining. It creates this urgent, almost primal need to just shut it all down and be alone.
Now, this is a really important distinction to make. This isn't the same thing as being an introvert. See, introversion is a personality trait. It's just a preference for quieter settings. But social burnout, that's a temporary state. It's caused by being totally overstimulated. An extrovert can get social burnout just as easily. It's not about who you are, it's about where your energy levels are at.
Okay, so if it's not about personality, what's really going on? Well, this is where things get fascinating, because it's less about a conscious choice and way more about a deep biological reaction. Your body's basically hitting the emergency brake for you.
I love this analogy. It's perfect. Normally, your internal smoke detector can handle the little bit of smoke from daily interactions, right? But when you're stressed or burned out, that detector gets incredibly sensitive. Suddenly, the tiniest puff of smoke, a simple text, a request to talk on the phone, sets off this massive 5-alarm fire bell in your head.
So here's how that spiral happens. First, you get sensory overload. Just too much noise, too many notifications, too many demands. Then your brain, with its hypersensitive alarm system, misreads all that input as a genuine threat. And what does your body do when it senses a threat? It kicks into survival mode, that classic fight or flight. But when you can't fight a text message, the only option left is to flee, and that means isolating yourself in a place that feels safe and quiet.
And this right here brings us to the biggest mind shift in this entire explainer. The real why behind someone disappearing. It's not an act of aggression, it's an act of protection.
Let that one sink in. It's not a weapon, it's a shield. The person going quiet isn't trying to hurt you. They are desperately trying to protect what little energy they have left. The silence is actually an act of self-preservation.
So let's put it side by side. Our old way of thinking sees silence as rejection, anger, or punishment. But this new, much more compassionate view sees it for what it truly is: a deep need for rest, a way to regulate a totally overwhelmed system, and a form of protection.
And once you start to see it this way, it doesn't just change how you view one person's actions. It completely changes the entire story we tell ourselves about connection and withdrawal.
So why does all this matter? Well, for one, it builds so much empathy. Instead of feeling personally attacked, we can feel compassion. And if you're the one who pulls away, it can help reduce that awful guilt. It totally reframes silence from being a sign of conflict to being a sign that somebody just needs safety. It's a huge shift from "they don't care about me" to "they are trying to care for themselves." So I'll leave you with this. The next time a friend goes quiet, instead of asking, "What did I do wrong?" maybe, just maybe, the better question is, I wonder what they need to feel safe and recharge right now. It's a small shift, but it changes everything. It helps us see silence not as a painful ending, but as a necessary, quiet pause.